What is going on, guys? It is Duke. Welcome to the video. Back again with some Rise of Civilizations content. Here today, we're going to be talking about probably the most dynamic duo in the game right now with the current meta, at least in my opinion, and in hearing what a lot of people have to say. So the other day we spoke about Richard. Richard being probably one of the most popular commanders in the game right now, a legendary status commander. And we're going to be looking at his partner in crime. Like I said, the dynamic duo would be made of Richard and also Charles. Now, a lot of people have been using this combination together, using Charles as the primary and using Richard as the secondary commander. And there's a couple different ways we can go about it too. First, we're going to go on and check out the wall. We're going to be garrisoning. So right now is a perfect time to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're coming at you with daily Rise of Civilizations content every single day, of course. Make sure you have the notifications buttons on. We're going to get into it. So right now, as you can see right here, we have Charles as our primary at the wall. And then we have Richard as our secondary. And then they have their skills laid out up top here. But we're going to look at them from the commander screen here. So if we go ahead and check out Charles right there, infantry, garrison, defense. So those are really what he specializes in. But if we look at these skills right above my head here, you got to really go ahead and look at them. When you're choosing a garrison commander, check out the skills. Make sure you see where they fall in line with defending. If you're going to go ahead and try and put a Scipio at your wall and defending, but if you look at some of these skills here, he's got the active skill for a military life damage deduction. That is great here. So attack bonus, that is great. But then his third skill right here, which is his Conqueror of Africa, it increases all damage when attacking governors' cities. So right there, that's only 2 out of these 3 skills that I have opened up that even come into play when you're talking about defensive type of activity with how you want your commander to act. So right now you can pretty much axe that. So we're getting that out of the way just like that. That's all you have. That's all you got. So we need to go ahead and check out commanders who are helping in all phases at the wall with all of their skills. So as you can see right here, Richard's first skill, it's a direct damage factor. Like I said, he can absorb massive damage. So what other better way to really talk about that is when you are being attacked, when your city is under siege. You want to absorb massive damage, because if you're being attacked, trust me, there's massive damage coming at you. So that is a huge deal. So, and then we look at the second one here, increases infantry units defense. You're going to have some infantry troops in there. It's going to help them defend a little bit better and increase their health. And then we get into it right here. The Uncrowned King increases watchtower by defense by 2% at his first skill, all the way up to 10%, which is crazy. And garrison damage by 2% when this commander is serving as a garrison commander. Of course he is. So garrison attack bonus right now at 2. We're going to work on getting this one up along with the second one before we jump into the fourth one here, which is counterattack damage. So every single skill here is basically dealt with when it comes to defense up on that wall. And that's why we're going to jump up and check out Richard. Richard the same way. If we look at his infantry, garrison, defense, he's built for that. So first one is he heals some of the slightly wounded units. So it's got a healing factor, damage reduction, march speed we don't need to worry about unless he's hopping off the wall, running after people when they're retreating because you're defending so dope. So here we go. Increases troop damage reduction by 5% right there, all the way up to 15%. Counterattack damage bonus. These guys are garrison kings here. Increases the attack of infantry units and defenses of infantry also. And then this last one here increases healing effect received by troops by 10% all the way up to 30. And then another one, damage taken from watchword tower reduces by 10% all the way up to 30%. So these are your garrison fools. Like I said, dynamic duo together. And they're also dynamic when it calls to going out on the road. So, like I said, when you're doing your expeditions right here, when you're going to jump in with expeditions, keep them together. They're awesome. And then when you're going out on the road, you can also use them. But Richard also, he's a little versatile, but those two work together if you have them. If you have their skills, especially their first skills leveled up, they are awesome. Make sure you're using them. It is too dynamic not to go ahead and use them. So that's why we're putting them two at the wall. I actually had, by default, I had Herman at the wall for quite a while. So I had Charles and Herman, but when you go ahead and look at his skills, let's do that for those who might not have those two commanders that we have here. So Archer, Garrison, and Skill. So if we look at this first one, deals massive damage to the target and decreases target rage. So that's a rage reduction, not tremendous. Second one here is a Archer unit attack increase, which, like I said, not great for defense. It's going to just help with a little bit of Archer attack, nothing crazy. Third one here, which is why he is a garrison commander, increases garrison and watchtower attack by 5% up to 7%. So that's marginal. So worst case scenario, if you have to use Herman at your wall, you use him. Another one is also Kusanagi. He is an archer, garrison, and skill also in that regard, which I only have his first skill maxed out, but it's a direct damage factor. And here is the same thing when it goes up there. So if you're just starting out, they are not bad ones to go ahead and use. But like I said, you're using Charles and Richard. Now Richard is always going to be in the secondary role versus Charles, who's going to be in the first one. So it is awesome. Let's go ahead and shoot them out on the field. Just for now, we're going to find some level 25 barbarians. We're going to use not Zhao Zhao, not Zhao Zhao at all. We're going to run Charles. Where's Charles at? Where are you at? Where are you hiding at? So we got Charles right there, and we have let me see. Where's Herman? I mean Herman, not Herman. Wow, Herman. So there is Richard. So shoot them out. That is awesome. So we're going to go ahead and find them. We're not going to sit and watch them, but they're going to go for a walk. They're going to go ahead and go after those barbarians. But let me know, who are you using on your wall? Am I totally off base? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Who's garrisoning your wall? Who is helping out? Are you finding any success? If you do have those, do you flip-flop them? But right now, I think Charles with his tree, let's see, we actually have him built up. One thing I did not get into is Charles Martel. His talents right now, I have him built for extreme garrison. So all kinds of things going on there. We have buffs for the watchtower. We have buffs for the commander that's serving and increases damage dealt reduction to the armies, increases watchtower. So these are some big time things here, and also increases a buff on the garrison, on the commander serving as a garrison role, and increasing rage time. So like I said, those two are awesome. It's humongous, and like I said, I love to hear who you guys are using at the wall right now. I know we're all in different phases of the game, who we have, how we're using them. We will catch you guys later. I'll be holding you.